And hello, my fellow nerds out there. It's Uncle Nerd Richie, and welcome back to Starry Flowers. Last time we left off at chapter 5, and this is where we are right now. We're at chapter 5, and I'm sorry I didn't record an episode of this yesterday because the final chapters of Here for Sweethearts came out, and I really wanted to play it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you're wondering, yes, this cold sore on my tongue is still bothering me. I've been trying some at-home remedies like salt water or whatever. So, excuse me if I sound like I have a lisp or something like that. Anywho, let's continue with the story. Periwinkle wakes up in his bed the next morning alone. Castillo? No response. No evidence of him either. None of his clothes laying about. No blankets out of place. I'm wearing pajamas, though I don't remember changing into them. In fact, I don't remember coming home at all. Did I fall asleep then? I vaguely remember being carried, but... He pauses, and then suddenly throws the covers off himself and leaps from bed. Hey, he truly isn't here! And he changed my clothes? Was I conscious for that? I fell asleep before we could bark. Oh, it's still funny as ever. Periwinkle paces around his room, desperately running through the events of the previous night. On our way here, we stopped to rest, but it was so comfortable that this is unheard of. This is the first time something like this has ever happened. It's such a nice date together. The perfect date, really. It should have ended with a bang. Normally it would have. We both very much wanted it to. So how could I have let myself fall asleep like that? No, there's no need to panic. I simply lost track of time. We have been walking around all day. Of course I would be worn out by the end of it. I should have accounted for that. A simple mistake. One that completely nullified all the tension I had so gradually built up. Had I gotten lost in the performance then? The romantic flourish meant only to heighten the intensity of the passionate night to come? It's roleplay. Pretend. The only thing genuine about it is the lust that it masks. For me to have reached the point of satisfaction before the intended finale would mean it was just a legitimate romantic date. Periwinkle stops in his tracks. He turns back towards his bed and crawls under the covers, wrapping himself up in them. Have I ever had one of those before? I mean, I certainly don't expect every date to end in sexual encounter. Sometimes the partner just isn't ready, or something comes up. It isn't that sex is owed, no, it's that we never even reached the bedroom. That's never happened. My man's having an existential crisis. He is having the most he's having the most flustered existential crisis of all time. The thought sinks in. Periwinkle slowly unwraps himself from his blankets and sits up in bed. I'm overreacting. Yes, I am merely embarrassed that I had to be carried home and tucked into bed, to be taken care of like that. Usually I'm the one who takes care of things. Now I just feel ridiculous. Something isn't right here. There has to be explanation. It's safe to admit at this point that I am very sensitive to matters that involve Castillo. But where did that begin? It couldn't have started just the other day. Things were relatively normal, though I was seeing him quite often, more so than other partners in the past. This has progressed too far beyond casual. What could have caused this? He thinks for a moment before walking out of his bedroom with purposeful strides. Going immediately to the bookcase, he tosses a few things aside and pulls down a box of his favorite perfumes. He then carefully extracts the bottle filled with pale pink liquid. You must be the culprit. This aphrodisiac, no, love potion. I wanted to see Pastillo's reaction when I called it that. It's an inconsequential little joke. But it's kept coming up. There must be something to it. Could the peach blossoms yesterday have further amplified its effects? Yes, it all makes sense now. Whether it be my own magic or some kind of chain reaction with pastilles, I've somehow unintentionally created a scent that invokes romantic obsession in witches. There's research to be done. I have to put an end to this artificially inspired feelings. I'll create an anti-aphrodisiac. Is that even a thing? Then something to cancel out its effects. At which point, everything will get back to normal. There's no problem at all. Convinced by this new theory, Peri dresses himself and heads out to find a solution. Oh, okay, so let's go with blue crown and fairy wings. I head directly to the potion supply shop just a few blocks away. It's brimming with reference materials, though I usually only come to purchase magic containers with vials to hold my perfumes. Navigating their shelves with spell manuals and encyclopedias, I find myself somewhat overwhelmed. But soon the shopkeeper comes to my aid. Ooh, a Maurity? You're new! Good afternoon, Periwinkle. And what might you be looking for today? New bottles, a book, or perhaps me? Aphrodisiac, it's lovely to see you, but I'm strictly here for business. Playing the professional today, I see. Your loss. Few witches have ever come close to my level of flirty energy, but Amoretti is one of them. We may have fooled around at a party once or twice, but who's to say? As much as her company would be a welcome distraction, I'm afraid removing my self-inflicted curse takes priority. There is actually something you can help me with. But first, would you happen to know anything about aphrodisiacs? Aphrodisiacs. Magic that sways the heart, stimulates the libido. They do end up being classified as dark magic because of the manipulative aspects, but a few popular spellbooks can happen to contain instructions for consensual usage. Is that what you've been looking for? Yes, rather assuming those books also contain instructions for canceling the effects. Did something go wrong in the bedroom? You can tell me. Nothing to be embarrassed about. No, it's much more complicated than that. Which spellbooks did you say I could find this information in? I like to look through them if possible. You're lying to me, aren't you? You just want to learn these spells to spice things up in the bedroom. Not everything is related to sex, already. Love then? No, you aren't the type. Come on, why don't you just tell me? I can't help you if you won't give me any details. All I want to know is whether or not aphrodisiac-induced feelings of romantic love can be nullified. The details aren't important. So it is love. Why does she insist on wasting my time? A large resounding thud from down the aisle startles both Amoretti and Periwinkle. The pair turns to see a much shorter witch standing there fuming. Oh? If I had to listen to you two ignoramuses babble for another second, I'm gonna lose it! There was another customer here? how long have they been listening? First off, stop conflating aphrodisiacs and love potions. They're entirely separate categories. A witch who sells potion supplies should at least know that much. You sell a whole book about it right here. She gestures to the thick tome that she had slammed into the floor at the beginning of her outburst. So that's the one that I was thinking of. You'll find everything you need to know about canceling your love spell in there, Periwinkle. No, you won't. You won't? Because it's not a freaking love spell to begin with. I find it majorly unlikely someone's been able to pull off a spell like that when I've been trying to for literally years. Well, thank you. That certainly answers my question. Since you're familiar with these things, I must ask, if not a love spell, could it have been a side effect from some other type of magic? Ha! A side effect? You think it's so easy it could be tracked on just like that? Placebo effect is more like it. In which case, all you need to do is stop thinking about it and it'll go away. Dumbass. Oh really? That saves me so much trouble. Thanks for the advice. If the shopkeeper would have done her research. The witch's angry shouts fade into placated mumbles as she storms out of the shop. You handled that so well. You should work in retail. Oh, so I'm the one who in need of a new career now, after that exchange? Already gives the nervous laugh and steps away to return the spellbook to its proper shelf. After bidding her farewell, Periwinkle exits the store to begin his short walk home. A placebo? Of course it was just a placebo! I should have thought of it sooner. There was never any cause for alarm. It's just like before. It has nothing to do with Bastille. He just happens to be the one my mind is fixating on. It's precisely as that temperamental little witch said. If I stop thinking about him, the problem will resolve on its own. And so, I must take a few days to focus on myself. At least until I can find a way out of this odd state I've ended up in. Operation Stop Thinking About Bastille, Day 1. Let's see, optimal distracting task would be work, of course. Perhaps I can begin with the transforming aroma I thought of yesterday. I have the idea came about during our date. I should avoid any and all memories tied to him at the moment. This may prove more difficult than I anticipated. No matter. I'll just warm up with a nice bergamot scent for now. I think it's bergamot. I've never heard of that. Periwinkle retrieves a few empty vials from his box of perfume supplies and raises his wand. But instead of the bright green drops he expected, what comes out was a familiar pale pink. Peach? That isn't right at all. He seals the bottle and moves on to the next, which, much to his dismay, yields the same result. Okay. Magic is tied to emotions. I mustn't get frustrated. I have to focus. Deep breaths. It never helps to force it. Just imagine the desired scent and... He tries a third time. And yet, peach again? This is a waste of supplies. So much for my attempt at diligence. If I can't conjure other scents, I'll have to find something else to occupy my time. Housework. I'm trying to get some chores done around here. Nothing could possibly distract me from finishing them today. We are the distraction. Oh, that's right. I still had laundry to put away, didn't I? Periwinkle walks into his bedroom to face the pile of clothes he hadn't folded yet. Whenever I tell myself I'll get to it later, I tend to leave it for days. But the single large pile he expected wasn't there. Instead, it was split in two, with one half already neatly folded. Oh, I don't remember making did this, didn't he? When he came back to pick me up yesterday. Per says he's too good. I can't touch this right now. Periwinkle covers the pile with neatly folded clothes with the rest of the unfolded ones in retaliation. There, one less reminder to worry about. Now I'm going to have to think of something else to do. So far, my attempts at forgetting about Castillo have been completely futile. But that's perfectly fine. No one said it was going to be easy. Ironically, the more you tell yourself not to think of something, the more your mind will be enticed by it. I mustn't let this consume me. I have to find a way to relax. A nice bath should help calm my nerves. Later that evening. I'm feeling so refreshed, I could just do about anything. I should try cooking for myself tonight. Now there's a task that will require my full attention. Periwinkle opens up the fridge for ideas. A pint of milk, a few cups of yogurt, some eggs, cream. There isn't much in the way of meals, is there? This is why I never cook. Ah, but I could try making that omelet. Breakfast for dinner. Oh, what fun. Periwinkle cheerfully reaches for the eggs and then pauses. Actually, can I cook without magic? He turns to face the stove. This burner is the kind that you'd like with a spell. I'm far too nervous my magic is going to come out smelling of peaches again. Periwinkle slams the fridge shut. Forget cooking, what was I thinking? I'm not cut out to be a chef. Castillo, on the other hand, no. Thinking of him in this delightful domestic context is especially banned. No matter how much I want to eat his cooking now, he's obviously the type to be good at it. This is depressing. I'm already right back to where I started. I'll just order takeout. Periwinkle goes to bed that night utterly incapable of forgetting about Castillo. Operation Seriously Do Not Think About That Boy, Day 2. I've tried working, I've tried doing chores, I've tried to cook, all miserable failures. That's why today I'm taking drastic measures. Complete escapism. I'm returning to my roots. I'll reread one of my favorite series. If nothing else, it should make a nice source of inspiration. Periwinkle pulled up a volume of certain manga from his bookshelf. Fabric of Our Love. How many years has it been? The dresses were always drawn so beautifully in the series. I still think of them from time to time. It's the story of a girl who's fallen for a handsome prince. Standard fare for the typical types of manga I read. Her mother is a talented seamstress who designs all sorts of dazzling gowns for her to wear. And when the prince sees her in one, he becomes smitten with her. At first, she's in heaven. This is the prince of all her dreams. But she soon wonders if the prince is only attracted to the dresses, the glamour, and not the poor girl underneath. Until the prince reveals, I shouldn't spoil it. The ending is too sweet. After admiring the cover art for a while, Periwinkle finally opens the book and begins to read. Just as lovely as I remember. Such delicate line work. Yo, that does look really cool. What? That actually does look like an actual manga that exists. What? I want to blame that prince for noticing the dresses before the girl. They really are so beautiful. Come to think of it, the way this prince is drawn. His short, fluffy hair, his gentle features remind me of Peri. Peri, now's not the time. Periwinkle closes the book in a panic. That was dangerous. I can't even risk thinking of his name. And there's even the later chapter where he's dressed in the servant's clothing. There are too many parallels. Periwinkle rolls across his bed and slides the book back into its place on the shelf. This isn't fair. How can one of my most beloved series be off limits in my time of need? scans through different titles once more before landing on a 12-volume series. I don't remember this one as clearly, but it's an all-girls story. It should be safe. Periwinkle pulls the new book from the shelf and quietly immerses himself in the fictional world. Before I knew it, I'd finished reading all 12 volumes. The whole day had flown right by. I couldn't help but keep turning the pages. The story was so much more than I remembered. The protagonist was nothing to write home about, but her childhood friend? What a moving character arc. She's very charismatic from the start, the kind of person you'd think has it all figured out, but you couldn't be more wrong. Over the course of the series, she goes through so many love interests. Back in the day, I had assumed it was because the author couldn't make up their mind. But reading it all at once, it must have been a plan from the beginning. These doomed relationships are merely self-sabotaged, a distraction from the pursuing her true love. She never realizes the obvious answer until the very end. And what an emotional finale. When she finally confesses and the two girls share their first kiss. The fireworks. Could anything be more romantic? Her tears of happiness, finally being honest with herself and with her friend. How lovely. The well of loneliness that is her character was portrayed so flawlessly. She's the most real of them all. Any story in any other way would have been an injustice. She deserves the world. I own this follow-up series as well, don't I? Time to get some snacks and start searching for it. I can't resist diving in right away. Operation Escape Reality, Day 3. Peri will continue to read. And read. And read. Until you heard a knock at his door. Steele? No, that isn't his knock. Wait, I was trying to forget about him. But I suppose it means it was successful for a while. I even forgot what I was avoiding to begin with. When he opens the door, Peri goes greeted by a small crowd of friends and acquaintances. Oh, hey, Strudel's here! Himbo witch? Really? Periwinkle, get dressed, we're hitting the clubs. Wow, the whole cavalry's here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to decline. Tonight isn't going to work for me. What? But no one's seen you in ages. You haven't abandoned us for a new scene, have you? Oh, nothing like that. I've just been a little preoccupied. Sorry guys, this cold sore on my tongue is really killing me. I'm taking some time to myself at the moment. Nothing wrong with a little self-care, but are you sure you don't want to come out and enjoy the nightlife? I don't know, I've fallen so far behind on my work. Choosing work over getting laid? Now I know something's up with you. How offensive. I have more going on than just going out and flirting with everyone I meet. Of course. I do appreciate the invitation though. Thank you for thinking of me. We just had to come and make sure you were still alive. The clubs are lonely without you. I'll have to make my grand return some other time then. Have a lovely evening. The group waves goodbye and disappears into the night. It's been a while since I've had to turn them down. Periwinkle leans back against the door and sighs. I'm definitely not in any state to go clubbing right now. Oh god, this cold sore is really starting to be a pain. Like, if you guys are wondering, I actually have tried the saltwater remedies and stuff like that for this cold sore on my tongue. Hopefully it'll go away hopefully it'll go away in a day or two. No matter how much it warms my heart to know that I missed, I won't be making the same mistake as the other night. I can't go recklessly diving into the comforting arms of a nurse as long as my mind is still hung up on Pastille. For how long will I remain in this state? Shutting myself away, binge reading comics? These were emergency measures I can't avoid. I can't avoid the outside world forever. In any case, shouldn't Bastille be returning here at some point? From where we left off, I'd have expected him to come knocking as soon as possible. And yet, it's been 3 full days now, hasn't it? How long could he possibly abstain from my touch? Or is something wrong? I shouldn't be thinking about any of this, but I'm beginning to feel annoyed? Confused? If he never comes back, I suppose my problem would go away on its own. But I hate the thought of that. As things are now, I'd only be haunted by the thoughts of what I could have possibly done wrong. What is my plan then? Continue ping-ponging back and forth between these extreme emotional states? He rubs his eyes in exhaustion. I'll worry about this tomorrow. Apparently, steps back into his room and tucks himself into bed with his books. But an hour later, another knock comes. This time the pattern is unmistakable. Bastille is here. Well. So he's come after all. Despite all my hard work to try to forget. I've actually been waiting for this moment, haven't I? I don't care what these feelings might mean anymore. I'm tired of fighting them. I just want Bastille. He opens the door, and sure enough, Bastille is the one he finds standing there. Hi. Why, good evening. And what could you have possibly come for at this hour? To pick up where we left off the other night, maybe? It's about time. Come in. Sorry, I meant to come see you again sooner. I have a few things to sort out before I... Hush now. It's not where we left off at all, was it? Huh? Yeah, I guess not. I'm more interested in how you got me home that night. You see, last thing I remember was sitting at that bench. Well, I was having a hard time waking you up, so I just ended up carrying you. The whole way by yourself? I mean, having a broom to ride helps a lot. Periwinkle closes in. We rode it together then? That was the easiest way, yeah. You must have held me close so I wouldn't fall. I did. Putting your hands all over me. I didn't feel you up while you were unconscious. He gives him a big kiss. I was only kidding. But you also changed my clothes because I thought you'd be more comfortable that way. It was an innocent gesture. I can't believe you saw my bad chest. I've already seen it. Yeah. Oh, this is funny and cute. Bastille suddenly lifts him by the waist and hoists him over his shoulder. Bastille! Well, please handle me more delicately. When they reach the bed, Bastille falls backwards onto it, taking Periwinkle with him. Oh! They pause there for a moment, laughs fading into soft breaths. You forgot to turn the light off. Well, I can't get up now. How can you be so impatient after making me wait so long? Oh well. Oh. Chapter 6. Longing. I awake to a rustling sound. My bed is empty again, but when I roll over, Bastille is there, standing in front of my closet. I sit up, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. He's holding a box. As he lifts it up to the top shelf, its contents shift, making a clattering noise. Utterly confused as to what he's doing, I finally call out to him. Bastille? Sorry, I didn't break anything, I promise. What are you doing Oh, is there anything I won't agree to in my sleep? I'm sorry. I thought you were awake when I asked. I'll stop. It's fine. I just didn't expect to wake up to you rippling through my things. That wasn't my intention. I just felt like organizing stuff. What do people normally do on the morning after? I guess I should have made breakfast. Oh, I want to eat pancakes. Great, I'll make some. Bastille practically bolts from the room to get started on cooking. Oh, Bastille. Looking around the room, he did much more than organize my closet. The books I'd been reading were all tucked back into their proper places on the bookshelf. The clothes that had been strewn across the floor or otherwise left hanging in ridiculous places now sat in a hamper waiting to be washed. Even the pile of unfolded laundry I had previously abandoned was now absent, properly folded and placed into appropriate drawers by Bastille. In a word, I'm in awe. How long has he been like this? How long had he been at this? And all while I slept? It shouldn't even be possible. I have so much more floor space than I remembered. How did he manage to do that? Periwinkle puts a fresh pair of pajamas and walks out to the kitchen in a daze. Hey, pancakes are ready. Oh, is it too soon to say I love you? Oh, wow, those actually look really delicious. Please enjoy. Periwinkle takes a seat at the table and digs in. Delicious. Perfectly light and fluffy. The optimal amount of syrup and whipped cream. Everybody's so heavenly I could cry. I've never felt so emotional with food. What has this boy done to me? I was worried about him being the culinary type. I didn't think I would get to try his cooking so soon. This is a surprise attack. But how did those get there? I have to ask. Bastille, where did you get these strawberries? Oh, I saw you had some jam, so I used a little magic to change its form. Is that okay? Maybe I should have asked first. I just remember you like strawberries, so... Is there any limit to how thoughtful one can be? It's more than okay. This is the best breakfast I've ever had. I'm sure you're exaggerating. They're just pancakes. Careful, my sweet. If you say it like that, I'm going to start asking you to cook my every meal. Fine, you got me. They're special gourmet pancakes I can only whip up every once in a while. Lucky me. Periwinkle finishes his pancakes while Bastille begins washing the dishes. This may just be the most spoiled I've ever felt. Being with Bastille is like getting caught in an endless whirlwind of positive feelings. No wonder I've become obsessed with him. This boy is dangerously kind. After these past few emotionally tumultuous days, how could I possibly turn away from his comfort? Periwinkle rests his elbows on the table, head tilted into palm as he watches Bastille in his kitchen. Out of curiosity, earlier before I woke up, what made you ask to start cleaning my room? Oh, I noticed it was getting harder to walk around. I think I stepped on some of your clothes when I carried you in there last night. Sorry. That's nothing to apologize for. It was fun. Anyways, I felt a little bad about it. So I figured if I'm going to be coming back here so often, I might as well help clean. I'm not getting ahead of myself, am I? Sorry, I didn't mean... Not at all! Startled by the sudden outburst, Bastille stops what he's doing. Silly Bastille. You're always welcome here. Well, thank you. Fine. Okay, enough. I'll admit it. I'm stupidly, desperately, absolutely, ridiculously in love with Pastille. There, I said it. Or at least I'm saying it to myself. I'll accept this. Pastille is incredible. Who wouldn't fall for him? I don't want anyone else anymore. I've been poisoned by this perfect boy. The problem now is what to do about it. Weird question, but would you want to, date you? Yes? Clean the rest of your house together? It'll be more fun than it sounds. And if you get bored, we can do something else. Pastille. I just thought if we did it together, you get a say in where everything goes, so nothing ends up getting lost. Pastille. And it's totally fine if you don't want me to go do your stuff anymore. We really don't have to. Pastille, it's fine. I think it's a lovely idea. Really? Yes, in fact, I'd appreciate your help. One thing or another has always come up when I try to clean out on my own. I'm simply useless at it. Then I'll take the lead. I want to start with these boxes by your couch. Basile already had a plan for everything, it seemed. His energy was contagious. He was right that it would be fun. It was entertaining even just watching him go. To see him dart around the room so energetically, finding the perfect place for every little thing. He truly has a talent for organization. Meanwhile, I mostly played the role of assistant. He would ask for my input every now and then, and instruct me to replace something he found somewhere across the room. He made little decisions like that so easily. If it were me, I'd get stuck on every one. But he saw everything through effortlessly. It was nothing short of amazing. And so, in a few short hours, the entire house had become neat and tidy. Okay, I think I'm satisfied. You? Don't you think you deserve to be rewarded for all your hard work? I should have seen that one coming. But no, not right now. I should actually get going. You won't stay? I promised Gumdrop I'd be back for the afternoon shift. She'll start to worry if I don't come back soon. I'll save you a reward for next time then. Pastille slips on his jacket and shoes. Just before he leaves, he turns back to face Periwinkle. By the way, I was thinking. Yes? There are some days my friends travel out of town for alchemy stuff. So if you ever wanted to drop by while I'm working on those days, I think that'd be okay. That's the most I can do right now. Sorry. I'll gladly take you up on that. I'd love to keep you company. Great. Okay then. Pastille gives him a quick peck on the cheek. Aww. Before saying goodbye and walking out the door. What was all of that? It was extremely domestic. I can't be imagining things, can I? He said it was okay to come and visit him? It has to mean something, doesn't it? Periwinkle begins pacing around the room. Now, let's not get carried away. This is a delicate situation. Dropping these intense feelings onto him out of nowhere may only serve to scare him off. Neither of us was looking for a committed relationship in the beginning. That was made explicitly clear early on. And yet, he isn't playing fair. My heart can't take this. Periwinkle throws himself onto the couch dramatically. There's no way I'll be able to stop thinking of him now. Even being at home has become a reminder in and of itself. Everything is nice because of him, and now I'm suffering. This is simply too much. There has to be a way for me to safely indulge in these romantic feelings. Things are fine as they are, progressing even. If I just let it run its natural course, then maybe we'll end up... what do I want out of this? To to be with him forever? Me? I haven't had a single healthy long-term relationship in my entire life. Love isn't love isn't in the cards for someone like me. I can't even recognize myself right now. Calm down. I'm overreacting again. Nothing has effectively changed just yet. I can't keep fighting myself on this. I'm in love with Bastille no matter what it entails. That's reality. He still isn't quite ready for me to meet his friends, which means there isn't any room to advance further at the moment. I have to be patient. At the very least, I hope accepting all this lets my magic return to normal. I need a nap. And so, over the next few weeks, Peri will come to Atelier Suites to spend time with Bastille. Oh, okay, accessories. Let's go with... Actually... Let's go with the earring choker set. He always stood there so sweetly behind the counter. And now we're just waltzing, pretending to be just another customer, browsing the aisles before me, meandering over to him. Others would stop in every now and then and again, but there was ample time in which I had him completely to myself. That's when I'd take the opportunity to chat. This place smells just like you, my sweet. I think it's the other way around. Do I smell like candy or something? Why else do you think I want to eat you up? Please don't say things like that when there are customers here. Customers? I don't see anyone. I know, I mean, just in general. You don't want to get turned on at work. That's not allowed! I love these two. They're too adorable. Our exchanges were mostly innocent, unlike other partners I paid visits to in the past. He was very adamant about not fooling around at work. Not that it ever stopped me from teasing him about it. Periwinkle watches as Bastille, armed with a rag and a bottle cleaner, sprays down the counter in front of him. I think I underestimated your love of cleaning. Are you making fun of me? This is my job, you know. Oh, should I have paid you when you clean my house? I'll send you an invoice. I could pay you in kisses. That's hard to turn down, actually. Aww. It was fun seeing him hard at work. The only side of him most people would ever be aware of. They'll never know the lust bubbling beneath the surface. His nervous, vulnerable laughter when I said something he wanted to hear. His gentle touch, the way he can make my hand take my hand so casually. And it becomes a stuttering mess as soon as I lean over to him. His sense of humor, his sincerity, his quirks. His genuine desire to always provide the exact perfect thing to make me smile. No, the depths of Bastille are reserved for me alone. Welcome to Atelier Suites. Periwinkle gives a little twirl and winks to Bastille, who's trying his best to stifle his laughter. How was that? Do you think it suits me? Not in the slightest. You're too elegant for a place like this. I can be cute too, can't I? You are, but you're gonna need more than your resume if you want the job. What? You mean I can't get in through nepotism alone? It looks like you already have a successful career in their field. You're overqualified, so I'm gonna have to turn you down. You're right. Besides, if you were my boss, we'd we'd probably have to stop fucking. But Peri! I love it. I truly, truly love him. Even the days we talk about nothing at all. I wouldn't give up for in the world. The days he would open up to me even more so. Sai can be really frustrating sometimes, but she's my best friend. I still care about her, even when she messes up. She's lucky to have you. Yeah, she really is. Anyone else would have given her up on her by now. For years, she would just lock herself in her lab making all this candy, bragging about how cool her alchemy is compared to magic. She barely ever talked to anyone else, and when she did, it was to berate them over something. Who treats their own customers like that? Who do you think pays for the roof over our heads? Sorry, I don't want to give you a bad impression of her. She's gotten much better recently. It sounds complicated. At least your patience is paying off, Yeah, seems like it. And at one point, it was kind of up to a coin toss on whether I'd stay or go. A coin toss? How extreme. Not literally. It was more like whether or not she could prove she actually felt empathy. Anyway, it turns out she's not a complete monster. So, here I am. Sorry, I'm still giving you a bad impression of her, aren't I? You can just disregard anything I said. Sai is great. I believe you. She must be if you put up with so much from her. Yeah. I treasure every moment I got to spend with Bastille. Even without a label on what exactly our relationship was, I could enjoy myself all the same. In truth, I was only biding my time, but I didn't really feel like that at all. Just being near him was enough. One day he finally asked it, the question I've been wanting to hear. Do you want to meet my friends? Yes! We're finally get to see Syrup and Gumdrop! Yes! I have been waiting for so long. Well, yes, but are you sure? No, but it feels stupid to keep avoiding it. I started worrying it had happened on accident one of these days. I don't think I would survive that, so we should just go before I change my mind. Right now? Yes, come on. Bastille takes Periwinkle by the hand and the pair hastily make their way to Atelier Suites. We finally get to see Syrup again after all this time! Finally! Slowly out of breath, Bastille stops just before they reach their destination. Okay, give me a minute. After we rushed all the way here, don't back down now, my sweet. I know, I'm prepared mentally. I've never done this before. I know it'll be fine. I just take your time. We'll go in when you're ready. Okay, I think I'm only getting more nervous standing out here and thinking about it. Let's just go in after you. The meeting itself was nothing memorable. Hey! It's them! My girls! I miss them so much. It's been so long since I've seen them. Gumdrop was incredibly human for a golem made out of candy. Syrup was about what I expected, curt but also warm. For all its build-up, the interaction itself was anticlimactic. A quick exchange of pleasantries before the candy alchemist called her golem back downstairs. It didn't feel real. Had I acted normal, come across as my usual self? It had only just happened, but it's already a blur. I held Pastel's hand in the end. I remember that he had been so nervous. I could practically hear his heart beating out of his chest. I hadn't understood just how stressful it would be for him. I felt guilty having put him through it, although the idea was his to begin with. He decided to go through that for himself, or for me, a seemingly mundane interaction that meant so much more for both of us. Pastille? Sorry, I'm okay. I feel stupid having made such a big deal of it. Of course it all turned out just fine. It was important to you. We all get worked up over the things we care about, don't we? Are you including yourself in that? You seem like you always have it together. Oh, am I hiding it that well? Anyway, we can go. How is he going to react when he discovers what a mess I've been? Bastille walks me home and promises to return later tonight. Things will move forward from there, won't they? Or is it too soon? Maybe it's too much for one day. I don't want to add to his stress. Why is this so difficult? His perception of me could be completely destroyed, tarnished. But that's a risk we're taking, isn't it? That night, Periwinkle laid on the floor in the middle of the living room and waited. I'd expected this night to come eventually, and yet I still don't feel any more prepared for it. Periwinkle idly taps his wand into one of the candles on the table. Still peachy. The curse is not yet lifted. Bastille's knock finally comes and Periwinkle rises to answer. Oh, it smells nice in here. Is that your magic? You like it? It's my latest specialty. Aw, what a treat. Yeah, have you eaten it yet? I can make us a special dinner. Oh, what's the occasion? Celebrating the fact that nothing went horribly wrong today. I brought a few things if I could just borrow your stove. By all means. I once again found myself in an excruciatingly domestic situation of watching Bastille prepare a meal in my kitchen. Bastille prepare a meal. That actually rhymes. Like, why does that rhyme so well? There's no way he doesn't realize it, right? That we've been acting as a couple for a long time now. It's just that neither of us have bothered to address it. Shouldn't it be properly acknowledged? Bastille chats with me as he cooks, but I'm admittedly distracted by these thoughts. Perhaps putting a name to it would only cause it to unravel. Currently, there's no expectation. We're free to see whoever else we like. Though it doesn't seem either of us are doing that. Bastille approaches the table where Periwinkle sits, holding a plate in each hand. Ta-da! Pasta's ready! Oh, it looks so good. Ooh, bon appetit! Maybe he's already decided we're a couple and I'm just obsessing over formalities. What does it matter? So long as two of us are happy. And I really am happy. This cooking tastes wonderful. Peri, you okay? Yes. You were being so quiet, I started to worry that I messed up at dinner somehow. No, it's delicious. I was just lost in the pasta is all. Forgive me, I didn't mean to worry you. I need to get out of my own head. Bastille is here in front of me. I'm too distracted to savor it. Forget my doubts. We'll just have to see where the night takes us. Periwinkle takes his plate to the sink and begins to wash it up. I can take care of that. Nonsense. You just cooked us dinner. It's your turn to relax, my sweet. Are you sure I can't help? I wouldn't mind at all. can help by bringing me your plate when you're finished. Okay. Bastille does as he's told, then wanders over to the couch. Hey, if you have anyone you want to introduce me to, I'd be happy to meet them. Return the paper sort of thing. I know it can be awkward though, so if it's not okay to... No one comes to mind. Huh? Really? Sure, I know a lot of people, but I can't say I'm particularly close with any of them. Except maybe one, but you've already met my business partner. Oh, the apothecary, right? Precisely. What's with that look? No, nothing. I just don't know what to say now. You expected someone as charismatic as me to have all sorts of new people to introduce you to then? I guess so. I'm just surprised. I really like being around you, so I expected that to be true for your other friends too. I'd say you're probably the closest I've ever been with someone, literally speaking. They laugh together, then fall into a comfortable silence. With their heads leaned together, Periwinkle nuzzles his face into Bastille's shoulder affectionately. After a few moments, Bastille asks, "Do you want to get in bed? For sleep or for pleasure?" That's up to you. Periwinkle stands, then turns around and takes Bastille's hand. Come then. He leads him into the bedroom, closing the door behind them. When he does, Bastille speaks up again. You know, I'm still finding it hard to believe there's no one else you're close to. 2 is a reasonable number. You had two friends as well, did you not? Syrup and Gumdrop. Fair point, but counting you makes 3. You have me beat. Perhaps I should try harder to catch up. Periwinkle collapses into the bed while Bastille sits down beside him. Oh? I think I preferred it though, keeping a healthy distance from others. Really? How come? The alternative has been disastrous in my experience. I'm far too intense. What do you mean by that? Goodness, my best example is the worst one. In my teenage years, there was a boy I would have done anything for. I wanted his approval so badly. I wanted to be loved. It's funny, I can't even think of what drew me to him. I suppose he was just a vessel to project onto, an idealized boyfriend, this shortcut to happiness. Poor guy. He didn't know what to do with the torrent of feelings I'd been forcing onto him when we were young. A love like that is much too painful, if it can even be called love. It took some practice to be able to separate the emotions out, to be able to indulge in the romantic and sexual energy I craved, while protecting my fragile heart. But ever since I figured it out, I've gone to experience all sorts of love through these casual feelings. What am I saying? It's perfect for me. The ideal life, really. Don't listen to me, Bastille. I don't know if your heart is as fragile as you think. You don't believe me? Despite what it seems, I have the heart of an innocent maiden. I don't know about innocent, but... Bastille leans forward and lays his head on Periwinkle's chest. Sounds pretty strong to me. It's being harder now. Because you suddenly embraced me. See, this is what I meant by fragile. Periwinkle struggles out from under him, and the pair sits facing each other on the bed. You know, at first, I thought romantic stuff was just formality for you, but you actually love it, huh? Are you only realizing that now? I guess not. What are you trying to say, Bastille? That it's okay for me to love you? That'll be safe? Then hurry up and kiss me. Okay, sorry to keep you waiting. Aww. Bastille closes the distance between them. The words won't come out. As they kiss, Periwinkle becomes more and more entangled in his thoughts. It hurts. I want to be even closer. Oh! He lets himself fall backwards, bringing Bastille down with him. This isn't nearly enough to satisfy me. Just please don't stop. Periwinkle's heart cried out. His jumbled emotions caught in his throat, manifesting through his hands, clinging desperately to Bastille, who continued to kiss him and hold him through the night. Aww. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. Hopefully tomorrow the sore on my tongue will go away. It really hurts even talking right now. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment what you think, share this with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.